Good afternoon, everyone. It's Captain Chandler with your police department here with Taylor and Rich with your Community Connection Live update as we just come to you with some good news that's happening in our community, some crime stats, and also Taylor is going to go over some bus stop safety information today. Taylor, glad you're bringing that to us. It's perfect timing with school back in session. But how are y'all doing? And those that are watching live, give us, some comments in the chat and let us know how you're doing too. We're glad that you're joining us. There's about 21 of y'all joining. I see Gloria chiming in with a happy Friday. But Rich, how's your Friday going?
It's going good, Cap. It's been a busy day, but been staying busy in the office and having a good day today.
What you been working on?
Oh, took care of some, got my NCIC recertification done, and
Awesome.
took care of, we had one of our officers, Robert Adams, and his family brought lunch in for everybody today. That was a blessing. Some great homemade lasagna. So I got to visit with his wife a little bit and helped set up all the lunch for everybody today. Had a good time doing that. It's been just walking around, interacting with our crew today, and it's been a good day.
Awesome. I was able to get a bit of that lasagna and salad, and it was pretty darn good. Good stuff. So we really appreciate the Adams family dropping that off for us. I see some other folks here. Julia saying hello. Hello, Julia. And Eleanor, thanks for sharing. So good stuff. Taylor, you've had a busy day. I think a lot of the work you've been doing today led to the apprehension of the final suspect from this week's stolen car pursuit, where 3 suspects ran, and we were able to catch 2, but without going into the details of the investigative process. Really appreciate all your work and helping us get to that. But good news, folks. The additional suspect that was involved in the stolen car situation on Tuesday was apprehended probably about an hour and a half ago by our detectives. You may have realized Tuesday we put out information over MJ Alert about a active pursuit. It was a stolen car that alerted to us over Guardian Shield. This car was stolen out of Hermitage. Our officers located the vehicle, set up what we call a pursuit prevention plan. That's where officers get into different positions with their spike sticks, and they were able to spike the tires as it fled, which led to a very low speed pursuit. And then the vehicle eventually pulled over off of Interstate 40, and 3 teenagers jumped out and ran from our officers. 2 of those teenagers were apprehended. 1 was not, but through investigative efforts, our detectives, with the help of Taylor Gibbons, our investigative analyst, were able to identify that 3rd suspect, and they went to his home on Elm Hill Pike this afternoon and made that arrest. So we're just grateful that we were able to get all those suspects in custody. It just shows the commitment of our detectives, of our officers. When people come to our community to commit crime, we're going to do whatever we can to hold them accountable for that crime and get them in custody. So great work. And that just made me think about other crimes that are happening related to car theft. And I wanted to look at our car theft compared to other cities around us. And you can't just really compare numbers to numbers, but a lot of times the public ask us these numbers. And so looking at it in 2022, when comparing similar cities around us, Mount Juliet had the lowest incidence of car theft at 28. And that continues to go up with city of Hendersonville at 39, Franklin 68 incidents of car theft, Lebanon 76 incidents of car theft, Laverne at 90, and Smyrna at 135. But then you look at our neighbors to the west, city of Nashville, they had 3,360 car thefts in their community. That's quite a bit. We have recovered many of those cars through the Guardian Shield system. But when you look at all this, everything that the city is doing, trying to prevent crime as best as we can and keep our community safe, seems to be working well. We have Lebanon to our east, the city of Nashville to our west. You have Laverne and Smyrna down to our south, and we're here in the middle, just holding at 28 stolen vehicles. So we're grateful for our city staff, elected leadership, and all of our police officers that put all the hard work in every day to keep crime out and to intercept crime, but also our community members. Y'all do a great job about reporting things that are suspicious. And we always want to advocate to you. Anytime you see something suspicious, please just call us, let us know so we can go out and verify if it's an actual crime in progress, a suspect in a crime, or your hunch was just wrong. And that's okay. But we want to do whatever we can to keep this city safe. It's a collective effort between our businesses, our community, our elected body, our city staff, and also our police officers out there every day. So just good numbers there, and we appreciate the work of everyone involved. And Rich, you have some more good numbers with the weekly update. How's that look? And it will
It's looking
pop up
pretty
in a
good
minute.
this week.
Slow.
I'll say, is that me running slow or?
I think it's the system, so it'll eventually pop up.
Okay. So
It
we're
took
getting
mine
in.
about 30 seconds, I think.
Yeah. There we
There
go.
it goes.
So this week we're going August 3rd to August the 9th, getting right into our numbers. We had 1,048 police calls for service, 74 fire calls, 11 crime reports, 98 arrest charges, 548 traffic stops, 204 citations, 24 non-injury crashes, and 3 injury crashes. Numbers of sounding crashes are starting to creep up just a little bit. And then on the crime reports this week, 5 family disturbances, 2 each fraud and property damage, and a harassment and illegal dumping, something we don't see very often, but had that one on there this week.
Right.
And on our arrest charges, some of the normal ones there at the top, the good proactive numbers: 27 driving unsuspended or revoked, 22 no driver's license, 15 warrant arrests, and 13 simple possession of drugs. You can see the rest as you filter down through there. One we don't see real often, it's on there, 2 arrests for excessive 911 calls. Folks, that's real important. You don't want to overwork the dispatchers with that, and save those 911 lines for when they're really needed for true emergencies.
Right. And I don't think these were emergencies. I think one of those calls was to open up a Coke bottle, correct?
Absolutely correct.
Used. So, folks, that's not an emergency. And 911 is only for emergencies. And if you need help opening something, just call our non-emergency line, so our dispatchers can help you that way. But using 911 is not the way on that. Rich, I think I did a Star Wars reference for you. Not the way. Is that a saying of one of those folks?
Yeah, that was a good tie-in. You're learning.
Okay, good. Keep trying.
And on to the neighborhood and school zone traffic enforcement. We covered quite a few this week. Kelsey Glen, Valley Forge Drive, Old Lebanon Dirt Road, Hickory Hills, Jackson Hills, Curd Road, Nicholsville, Pebble Beach Circle, Burgunda Lane, Wind Tree, Woodridge Place, Whispering Breeze, Sunset Drive, Park Glen, Clearview Drive, and Belinda City. 105 stops, 55 citations, and 6 arrests. Some really good proactive work this week there in that zone.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And on the Guardian Shield, the program that it's just going, man, doing some great numbers. And the top 3 that everyone really likes to see is the 168 stolen cars, 69 stolen plates, and 113 recoveries of wanted persons since the program's been active.
Very cool.
And that's what I got for you on
stats. Work. And I think this system also leads to our success with keeping crime down and actually crime going down when you see other areas where their crime's going up. But I've never seen us being the lowest in car thefts at 28 before. So good stuff. Our city continues to grow, but the amount of crime that's happening is not growing with that rate. And that's what we really, really like to see. Awesome. And then Taylor, you have some school bus safety stuff, right?
Yeah, so with school starting back up, I think it's important to talk about school bus safety. I know personally, driving to work in the mornings, I've seen people illegally pass school buses. So I just kind of wanted to refresh everybody on school bus safety, whether it's students, parents, drivers, whatever. So just a few tips on here. So take 10, that is the danger zone for school buses. 10 feet on each side, the front, the side, the back. Always try to stay in that 10 feet zone so that the school bus driver can see you, cars can see you. That's super important. If you must cross from a school bus, make eye contact with the driver. Make sure that school bus driver can see you, because if they can't see you, you can't see them. That's just probably not the safest. So make sure you're making direct eye contact with that school bus driver when you are crossing the road or getting on the school bus. Heads up, phones down. That's important for driving your vehicle, driving a school bus, walking in front of a school bus, walking in the road. Always make sure you have that phone down. Keep your eyes on the road, on the school bus in front of you, so that you can pay attention to ensure your safety. Stay out of the road. Always make sure that you're sitting on a curb or the sidewalk, away from the lanes of travel in a road, just so that you are out of the way of a vehicle. If the vehicle, were to swerve, make sure that you're a good distance away to ensure that you are safe. This one's super important, and I felt like it was, I really wanted to get it out there. Don't talk to strangers. If you see someone approach you, call 911. Alert your school bus driver. Always make sure someone knows that, someone's approached you and you don't feel comfortable talking to them. If you don't feel safe, call 911. An officer will come, check on you, check on that person, and make sure everything's okay. Complete stop. So make sure your school bus is at a complete stop before you get on or off the school bus. It's just make sure that you don't get hurt getting on or off the school bus, and then see and be seen. Like I said, always make sure the driver can see you, vehicles can see you crossing the road. Just like I said, if you can't see the bus driver, they probably can't see you. So always make sure you're making direct eye contact with the school bus driver. Most of the time, they'll give you a gesture to walk across the road if it's safe. But always pay attention, look to your left and right and back again, just to ensure that you are crossing at a safe time.
Yeah, all good stuff there, Taylor. And, the big things I see on here is, like you mentioned, the don't talk to strangers, right? And we think about our schools. Our schools are very secure, but at the bus stop, kids are just waiting around. And if there's anything suspicious, we want them to report that to us, to their parents, so someone can get out there and ensure that it's safe. Our Wilson County school bus drivers do a really good job, as well as keeping an eye on students and listening to them to ensure that they're also in a safe location. And then for motorists is, you have to put those phones down to be able to see the school bus, to see those red lights flashing, and also be aware that you're in a school zone. And every time our officers pull someone over for disregarding the stopped school bus with the lights flashing or the school zone, they say they didn't know, they didn't see it. And so for them to not know or not see it, they have to be distracted by something. I don't think people truly want to, the majority of people truly want to intentionally pass a school bus because it's so dangerous, or speed through a school zone because it's so dangerous. But sometimes folks are so distracted, they have no idea they're in the school zone or are passing a school bus with those red lights flashing. So great information. Appreciate all of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Folks, if you have any questions, please just type those in the comments. We're here for you. We'll be glad to get to you as best as possible. I see one here from Ryan. He's asking, is there somewhere we can view your dash cam videos like other PD releases? So Ryan, not all PDs release this. They eventually come through different forms in a public records request when that video isn't allowed to be released. So everything from that video is used during the court process for the defendant and for the prosecution, and you just can't release that until it goes through that adjudication process. So typically, if we get a request for something like this, it is reviewed by our staff, by the district attorney. We look to see if any active investigation is underway related to it, and if there's not, if it's over, then that video can be released, as we also work to protect any identity protections related to any information that would be in that video. So there could be some blurring, some audio that has to be deleted. But in general, there's just not a website you can go to view everything that occurs. You see some blue hearts here from Taryn. Appreciate that. And Gerald White with the great job. But if you have something, type it in. We're always willing to try to do our best with questions. As you think of a question, I just want to go into some other stuff happening. Our women's self-defense course is coming up soon in September. The class dates are September 9th, 16th, 23rd, and the 30th. And with these dates, you must attend all of them because it's all one course broken out on different days. And the timing for that is about 2 to 3 hours midday. So I think typically they start around 9 and they try to be done by about noon in the afternoon on those days, but sometimes the times vary based on the class. But sign up now. You go to our website at mjpd.org and you can register for this for the September classes. Always want to remind you about MJ Alert. This is our go-to. If we have any active situation happening in our community, we go to this system. And all you have to do is text the letters MJ to 67283 to be registered for MJ Alert, and you'll get those text messages. And this week, we did have a vehicle burglary where a gun was stolen out of an unlocked car, now in the hands of a likely teenage criminal who is going to use that gun in the furtherance of their crime. We just always want to advocate to be smart in your gun ownership. So please secure your guns so they cannot get in the hands of criminals. That ensures you are not leaving it in your vehicle unsecure. Now, criminals can break glass and get in your car, and if that gun's not secure, they're going to get it. So find another way to secure it in your car. In my vehicle, I have a lockbox that's bolted to my car. So if you break into my car, you're then going to have to break into a lockbox to get that firearm. Also model your behavior around guns. You want to be responsible around those firearms. Children are always watching. They're always soaking up what adults are doing or other older people are doing. And you want to model good, responsible behavior to them so they don't get their hands on a gun and then use it irresponsibly. And then recognize the role of guns, and then tell your friends, right, to be smart all the time when you have firearms, right? They can be dangerous, but they also are a great tool to keep yourself safe. We just have to use that tool responsibly. So just think, be smart. If you have a gun, just like we do with our police department, our officers, we ensure they are trained well in how to use them, but also trained in how to secure those firearms as well. All right. Any other questions we got? We have a comment from Sierra. Just thanks for all you do. Best of the best. So really appreciate that. What do y'all have going on this weekend? Taylor, Rich?
Nothing good, Captain. Nothing good. Just spending time with the family.
Okay, well, that's good, right?
Yeah, a good time. Just a low-key weekend, which is always good.
Sure. I prefer low-key weekends, definitely during this time with this course that I'm in. I have 6 more weeks left of it, and then I'll be a lot less stressed and hopefully more relaxed once it's over. But I'll be doing homework throughout the weekend. I rarely have time to get it done during the weekdays because of work. Rich, what about you? We have anything happening at the lodge or fundraisers happening we need to know about?
No, not so far. I think I'm actually going to enjoy kind of a low-key weekend too. Got to be careful not to say those words we can't say, like quiet. So,
right. We don't want to jinx ourselves. I forget that all the time. How's the weather though this weekend?
Not looking horrible. We're right now we're sitting in the low 90s outside right now and clear. But throughout the weekend, we're looking for a chance, upwards of 50% chance of rain, showers and storms throughout the weekend. Going to be in the mid to upper 80s to low 90s throughout the weekend. And they're saying we have a pretty good shot at some storms throughout the weekend. So far, nothing's predicted to be at a severe level. But of course, if that changes, we'll definitely keep you posted as best as we can. Just stay tuned to the MJ Alert program. If you haven't signed up, please do. We do our best to keep everybody informed as best we can through that. And then coming through in early next week, the storm chances drop a little bit, except for Monday evening. But the overnight lows are looking pretty pleasant throughout the weekend. So as long as the storms stay away, the overnight lows are looking really nice.
Yeah. When's the fair start?
Fair starts next Thursday. So Wilson County
Thursday.
Fair, Tennessee State Fair starts next Thursday. So make plans to come on out and see us.
Are you taking off?
I will be taking off to go work the fair.
You're taking off. I was wondering about that. You've been taking off a lot lately.
Yeah, got to enjoy it while I can, right?
Speaking of, Rich, how was your vacation?
Vacation was amazing. Got to go to Chicago and see some family in Chicago and enjoy a little more food than I probably should have. And but I was ready to come back. I can only spend so much time away.
All right. No vacation plans for you, Taylor? No beach trips?
No beach trips. Just saving my time up. Hopefully next year we'll take a vacation.
Yeah, we got a conference at the end of the month, though, don't we?
Yes,
28.
vacation.
Yeah, good deal. All right, folks. Well, I don't see any other questions. Well, here we go. Got one from Drax. Does MJPD assist with Wilson County Fair, or is it just Lebanon and County PD? So, Drax, it is just Lebanon and County PD that handle the fair, and they do a good job at it. If they ever need our help, we're here for them. They just need to reach out. But I think they have a pretty good handle on it with the Lebanon Police Department and Wilson County Sheriff. I believe, Rich, correct me if I'm wrong, you know more than I do, but the Sheriff's Department takes care of more of the internals of the fair, right? More of the grounds, and then Lebanon Police is the parking areas and traffic that is out and about. So it's a good partnership, and it seems to go very well every time I'm able to visit and hang out at the fair.
Yeah, that's correct. And also, too, ever since becoming the state fair a couple years back, we've also picked up some resources and partnerships with some state level agencies. So
Okay.
it's been running really well.
Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. If you have questions, type those in. We'll be glad to get to it. But if not, we're probably going to leave here pretty soon. I hope everyone has a good, safe weekend. Not much going on in town, I don't think, this weekend. Hopefully catch up and relax. Last weekend was busy. Thursday night, my goodness, at the market night at the parks, very popular event that we saw. And I think it's a successful event. It's nice to see community people come together and have just a good time. They're able to shop. People are able to show off their crafts and artisans and whatnot. A good little market thing. Rich, and you were down there more than I was, but what do you have to say about it?
Yeah, it looked like it was a good event. It was very well attended. I think we had a pretty good crowd show up for it, and there was several food trucks that were down there. It looked really nice. I didn't get to go eat at any of them because we were a little bit busy helping, but it looked like a good event.
Cool. Well, all right, folks. Thanks so much. Thanks for joining. We hope you have a wonderful, safe weekend. If there's anything you need, please just give us a call. Our officers are here for you. Our staff is here for you. If we can't find a way to help you, we will connect you with a resource to help you. So we will see you next week. Hopefully. Take care, everyone.